In these challenging economic times, finding a stable, well-paying job is more challenging than ever. But remember, God has given us talents to relieve our condition. We just need to tap into them. Introducing iShop.Black, your path to success. Register with us to start your own online business or move your existing one online. We are here to lower the barriers to entry. For a limited time, get 1 month free for monthly and annual subscriptions when you use discount code iShop. iMarketplace is a new service, so if you act now you'll have first mover's advantage. Take advantage of our free concierge service offer. Our associates are ready to assist you with your site setup. For a limited time, use discount code HOOKUP to save $5 off on monthly subscription fees. Why choose iShop.Black? 45 beautifully designed modern templates. Choose from a variety of professional templates to create your online store. Immediate searchability. Your site products will be instantly searchable on iShop.Black, allowing you to leverage our marketing reach. Fast setup. You can have your site up and running within minutes. Don't miss out. Hop Sneaker Contest. Register at hops.win to win free sneakers. 1 entry per person, please. Take control of your future with iShop.Black. The #1 destination for melanated shoppers.
What's going on, fam? This is Jay Cameron inviting you to join us in Ethiopia next March 2025. And this is going to be an iconic trip that you don't want to miss, a trip of a lifetime. We're going to be visiting Addis Ababa, Gondor, Lalibela. You'll have a chance to taste the amazing Ethiopian food. You'll also have a chance to visit the Rastafarian community. You'll get the history, you'll get the fashion, you have an opportunity to shop. It's going to be a trip, an experience of a lifetime. So make sure you sign up to join us in Ethiopia, March 2025.
Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
At African Diaspora News Channel, we cover stories that don't receive mainstream attention, and we serve as the voice to the global Black community. We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media, connecting the African diaspora one story at a time.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are here for the stream tonight. It is Wednesday, July the 3rd, and I guess we're going to have a conversation tonight about the civil rights movement and just ask some questions that we need to ask tonight. So I'm just checking in with y'all. Hope y'all doing good. Hope y'all doing real good. Don't y'all hate, let me tell y'all something. Every time, if you're going to have a problem with your AC, it's always in the doggone summertime. Now, your AC could run all year, no issue, no problem. Right when it get hot, it becomes a problem. So I know, like, because I have 2 different units, right? So my other unit downstairs, they got to come replace a condenser, on it. I'm like, oh God, it always happens like that. Always, always, always. But it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Few things. Ethiopia trip, I'm just informed today, there are 14 spots left on the Ethiopian trip, 14. So once those 14 are gone, that's it. So make sure that you sign up for the Ethiopia trip coming up in March 31 through April 9, 2025. You can go to africandiasporanews.org/Ethiopia. That link will take you to the site so you can see everything. And, once you sign up, pay your $199 down. Then you can work with them on your payments and all of that. And they give you all the details and how this particular trip will work. I think it'd be great to go. Ethiopia is definitely a different country. A conservative country, and when I say conservative, I don't mean the American version of conservative, but I mean a true conservative country. That country is dominated either by, Orthodox Christian, Muslim, so together they kind of live in society. So they'll talk to you about culture and all of that. I did an actual interview today with Jay Cameron, so we'll post that when we're done with it, just so you can kind of, hear what the brother has to say with Maximum Impact Travel. He had a group go to Ghana, 100 people. I'm like, wow, y'all took 100 people, but that's a feat, right? So it won't be 100 people on this one. It'll be just 25. So like I said, 14 spots left. When I got back from South Africa, while I was in South Africa, y'all kept messaging me on our website. When's the next one? When's the next one? But they always. Let me tell y'all about that. Every trip we went on, somebody always say, "What's the next one?" Right? And then whether it's Kenya, South Africa, wherever we went, say, all right, it's time. And then I was thinking that, sure, I announce it, 30 days, it's done. But, it is what it is. So make sure you get it before everybody else decides to do it. All right. So I think that's it for now. Of course, we appreciate everyone that's downloaded the African Diaspora News Channel app in the Google Play and Apple App Store. We appreciate that. We also appreciate our members that's been there, and still support us. Let me tell you something, that app helps support us more than what you think, because on these platforms, things are up and down. Just the other day, for instance, I told y'all that we had to amend the live stream that we had because of that clip from BET or whatever. I mean, shoot, it said it was paid for by Biden Harris. So, but anyway, on the app, nothing is amended. It's just like right now, we're streaming on YouTube and the app, and then there's sometimes we're going to stream on the app and have different conversations over there. Like last time we streamed on the app, we did the Beckisha live stream. So you haven't seen the Beckisha live stream, you probably want to go check that out. I did not want to edit anything. I wanted to in its raw form. So let's go ahead on and get to our devotional for the night. And let me see, who we gonna go with? Oh yeah, we gotta go with this one. Hold on. Make sure I got it right. All right, there we go.
Hey guys, it's Super Mayor Tiffany A. Henry, the people's mayor.
Y'all forget I am the leader. They want to hear from the mayor. If y'all ain't learned that yet, the mayor, not the trustees that don't do nothing, that only run their mouth. Y'all don't do no work.
What is that?
No comment. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. Y'all black. Y'all are black. And y'all sitting up here beating and attacking on a black woman that's in power. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves.
So this is what it's all about, guys. They don't want a black person in power. They don't want a woman in power. You don't even, if you ain't seen that yet. And someone so young. Everybody gotta understand, God give you what you can handle. That's what God give you. He ain't gonna give you more than that. As long as you can stay the course, fight the fight, and keep going, that's what we're gonna do here at Thornton Township.
Clerk, what are you doing? You're out of order. You out of order. Did I call the roll? Did I say call the roll? I'm still speaking. You're out of order, Clerk Key. You out of order, Clerk Key. Like, stop. Y'all out of order. Everybody want to run stuff. Y'all don't run this house over here. Stop, please.
So now you have to listen in order to learn. Remove her.
Go tell that.
All right, so I seen a comment. Of course, there's always going to be one. Why do we got to keep seeing these, you mean devotionals? Because I want to run them, and I'm going to keep running them. And if I have to get up from my seat for anything, you're going to see another one, and another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. And I may put it on repeat because I had to get up and do something. So if you don't like the tone of the show, there you go. All right, so we want to get to a video that I kind of saw because I'm like, okay, what are we going to talk about tonight? A lot of times I kind of know, sometimes I don't know. So I said, ooh, that's something good to talk about. And that's kind of how it is with these live streams. They're not pre-planned. I just kind of see what's going on for the day and go with it, unless it's something that I found over the weekend that we want to discuss, right? Okay, cool. So let's cue up this video. This video is not long at all. But let's cue up this video, and like always, we'll play it, then we'll go rewind it back, and we'll stop it at certain points and share. All right. Let's go here. Where are we at? Here we go. But you know what? I'm gonna have a new devotional for y'all tomorrow. You remember during the Friday show? I ran that. Maybe I should run that again for the devotional tomorrow. Talking about biting and with that creepy music. Yeah, maybe I'll run that one tomorrow. But here we go on this video.
When I was finally served at that counter, I thought it was by far one of the lousiest meals I ever had, and asked myself the question, is this what I put my life on the line for? But remember, it wasn't about the food anyhow. It was about being treated as a fellow human being.
All right, not a long video, right? All right, so we know in that time period in the civil rights movement, they was doing sit-ins, and because at that time it was a whites-only restaurant and they did not serve black people. Well, some people in the civil rights movement felt that, hey, I'm going to go into this restaurant anyway, and I'm gonna sit at their counters, and if they don't serve me, I'm just gonna sit there, right? And many of them was met with, foul language. Many of them was met with abuse, violence, arrest, etc., because that was the law in that time period, Jim Crow, that black people could not be in any area where the folks is at. So let's just start this over and just have a conversation, just off of what he said. All right.
When I was finally served at that counter, I thought it was by far one of the lousiest meals I ever had, and asked myself the question, is this what I put my life on the line for?
Okay, let's stop right there. Right there. It was the lousiest meal he ever had. Duh. In this country, black Americans was cooking their food. All from the time of slavery, black Americans was working in their house after slavery, even all the way up to the time of the civil rights movement. They had some black domestic worker cooking their food, cleaning their house. Miss Ann didn't do anything. And so we have some of the best cooks in the world. We do, right? So why would y'all go and want them people to serve you? This is my thing. If I know you don't like me, I don't want you giving me no food. Because in my mind, man, you may crush some glass up and put it in my food. You may put some antifreeze in my food. You may spit in my food. You may drop your little ice in my food. You know what I'm saying? You may pick up a bug or something and squeeze the bug juice or something and put it in my food. I don't know what you're about to do, because I know going in there you don't like me. Now, let's think about it even from the folks' point of view. You got a group of people that you can't stand, and now the government is forcing you to serve people who you can't stand. I think that in itself was dangerous, for one, for the health and safety of black Americans. Two, why risk your life for that? And now the brother is saying, he risked our life for this. The food was horrible. Duh. You had the best food in the black community. But you went in there and sat down and took straight abuse. Abuse that none of us will take today, that's for sure. But they yelling at you in your ear, and them yelling like that, how they don't brush their teeth. They're not all up on you, a lot of them. They don't about the bathing thing. So they're all up in your face, screaming, yelling, spitting on you, snarling on you, you getting arrested and all of that. And for what? Bad food. Bad food. I'm sorry. Listen, some parts of the civil rights movement I get and I understand and I know why they did it. But this part of the civil rights movement, I never understood this part. I never got this part, right? Listen, if we can go back to it, a meeting should have been had and say, look, folks, look, okay. You don't want us in your area, no problem. But the same deal is you don't go in ours either. Because see, this is the thing. You want to ban us from your area, but here you want the freedom to come in mine. Oh no, either you stay on your side, I stay on mine, or we cross-pollinate, whatever we gonna do. But you don't have true freedom and yet banning me. And we gotta have the equal amount of resources divided up. As long as we get equal amount of resources, you stay on your side, I stay on my side, and we good. We are fine. Because let's call it what it is. Because I've talked to elders in our community about what happened after the civil rights movement. A transfer of black wealth went to the folks after the civil rights movement. It was a transfer of wealth. During that time period of Jim Crow, our money circled in the black community. It stayed in the black community. How is it that during the civil rights era, we had hotels, movie theaters, dry cleaners, jewelry stores, you name it, we had it. Think about it. Everybody talk about Tulsa, Black Wall Street. They was wholly self-sufficient. They were doing a lot better away from the folks than being around them. Do you know that if you just be a student of history, when we was on our own, doing our own thing, we was more successful as a community. And when I say successful, I mean, we worked for ourselves. We had viable families, right? We had more decorum, morals, self-respect. You see, like you look at the trash that was on the BET Awards, that wouldn't work back then. It wouldn't work. Now, I'm not saying you didn't have people that was ratchet back then, but they ratchetness back then versus what you see now is literally night and day. Okay? We stuck together as a people. We got some things done as a people. You had desegregation, and then literally the black transfer of wealth happened. When I talked to one elder, he told me that what was happening with the black businesses, he said it's not that black people all abandoned the black businesses. What happened is that the folks' business, they would sell things cheaper than the black-owned business. So black folks was going to the white-owned businesses because they had it a couple of dollars cheaper. And what it ended up doing is putting the black businesses out of business. That's what they say how a lot of that happened. Same thing when they desegregated the schools. They said that the schools, from what I was told by a lot of our elders, the schools in that time period was so much better because you had black American teachers who loved their job and cared about their students. The brother told me that even though we may have secondhand books, we were a lot smarter than them. And I could believe that. I definitely believe that. You had brothers and sisters in that time period that didn't have no quote unquote formal education, but they knew how to count money. They knew how to run business. They knew how to do everything. Farms, whatever. They knew how to do it already. And I remember that brother told me when they did desegregation of the schools, it destroyed the black schools. All the black children was being taken from the black communities and shipped over there and literally destroyed the black schools. And I asked that brother, I said, so you telling me that during the time of segregation that things were a lot better for our community per se? Not he said, look, the mistake that was made during the civil rights movement, what the brother told me, was we should have just got equal resources. That way we're not deprived, and kept it like it was, just with equal resources. And of course, not the Klan and all that stuff that was going on. Stop the violence and all the anti-black violence against us and all that. Definitely have the laws and give us civil rights that we need, of course, and voting rights, whatever. But he said we should have kept it kind of just like that. He said, where we stay over here and we build our communities, we do our own schools, our own everything. I remember I talked to my father one time, and he said, yeah, I remember, he said, growing up, and going to the black-owned grocery stores. And he said, we never really went to them people's stores until later. And he said, they was always nice. It was so much better. Now, Eric Gray said, plenty of our elders didn't understand that integration as an act cannot come at the cost of our radical energy. Yeah, because look at now, right? You can't work around them folks and be speaking for black people. They don't like that. They get nervous with that. They don't know what you're trying to do. They don't like that. You can't really be free to express yourself unless you work for yourself or work for a black company that's, we're not talking about the Byron Allens of the world. We're talking about a black person that say, hey, we want to do what we can to make our difference within the community. But desegregation in the area of finance, you may say, well, today, Phil, we got more black people with money. But if you look at overall black wealth, we're stagnated. Yes, we got a few tokens that got money, but we still at the bottom. What's the point of having a LeBron James or Robert Smith, people like that, but collectively we still at the bottom? That means that a few black people being cherry picked and allowed to make some more money. Like LeBron James just signed a 2-year contract with the Lakers. I guess he want to finish out there with his son. $102 million contract, right? Okay, LeBron James got a $102 million contract. At what cost do you have to do that? Because see, one thing about them folks, they don't let you get that kind of money without having something on you. And that way you better stay in line. You better stay in line. See, all that mess with Puffy that was going on all these years. They had that tape from 2016, them folks had that tape on Puffy all these years and was just sitting on that tape, sitting on it and waiting for the right time for Puffy to get out of line. And when Puffy got out of line, it's when he was calling out that liquor company about their racism. And when Puffy went after them about racism and they had to pay Puffy some money behind that racism, notice after Puffy went after them about that racism, all of a sudden, all Puffy stuff started coming out like this, one after another, one after another. But it's just the thing. If you're going to go after them folks, you better make sure that your hands clean. Especially companies like that. Was that Diego or whatever? See, Puffy hands wasn't clean. That's what that was. So they already had, now what if Puffy would have been that type that, man, he just trying to make music. He got married, he living a family life, but he's just a producer, right? He make music, he do his thing, he's clean. Then if Puffy would have went after them, then it'd been okay because there's nothing they could have used on Puffy. But Puffy was having Puffy parties and all things that Puffy was doing. So yeah, he may have been right on going after them about their racism, but they already had him. And that's the thing. All these guys that got that kind of money, you better believe them folks got a way to yank your chain. Look at Kanye. Oh, Kanye's a billionaire. And Kanye said something they didn't like. And they made the call. Don't do business with Kanye. Okay. And yank this chain. What's the point of having a so-called $1 billion and I know my chain can get yanked? That's why it's better to have $2 million on your own or with your people than having $200 million through them. But see, our people understood that at one point in time, it's better to build with your own and build for yourself. Ownership is key. When you talk about, once again, this BET Awards situation, the BET Awards was something that was actually very nice and very elegant and very enjoyable. But you have to understand, BET was sold in 2001. Viacom, now they call it Paramount Global, have that network. And for a few years, I think a lot of people say up to 2009, BET was still halfway okay for a bit. But now they say, you know what? Let's go full-fledged white supremacy now. Let's go on and make these black people look like how we think about them. So now the stuff that you see on the BET Awards and all that sort of thing now, that is what racists like to see about black people. And the sad part is, I heard about a lot of the performances and glanced at some of it. It's sad that a lot of these sisters are just playing right into the hand of that. And they do that so black women don't have to be protected. So when black women say they need protection, they say, protect you from what? Look at your representation. Look at Lotto. Look at Sexy Red. Look at all of them. That's your representation. Why we want to protect that? That's why those women are very dangerous for the image of black women. Very, very dangerous. Now, some of you may say, they don't represent me. You're right. They don't represent you as an individual. But what these people do with media is make them be your representation before the world. So when people encounter you in other countries, they think that's your culture. You understand? But it goes back to ownership. See, when Bob Johnson owned BET, that wasn't going on like that. I remember BET in its heyday. Oh, I remember it. And what you see today is horrible. It is horrible. But once again, black ownership is key. We need to make sure to own everything. The moment you put something in them folks' hands, it's theirs now. They do whatever they want to do with it. And we can complain, we could toil, we can do whatever we want, but it's theirs now. Ownership is so important. Listen, it don't matter if you got to eat a press ham sandwich, like they used to say, I wouldn't eat ham. No, Lord, no. But it don't matter if you ate a rotisserie chicken sandwich every day and you struggling with your own. It's better to eat a rotisserie chicken sandwich every day and have your own than eating a buffet with them. Because you get comfortable and they let you get comfortable. And then you get out of line one good time, they're going to take all that from you and kick you right out the door. At least if you get to the point you're eating a buffet on your own, they can't take it from you. And see, that's what our ancestors had at one point in time in this country, our own. People talking about, we need to get strong black communities. Okay, you talking about a neighborhood. Our ancestors had towns, not a neighborhood. Do you realize neighborhoods keep us contained? They control everything. They keep their police in our neighborhoods and surrounding the neighborhoods to contain you there. They don't care about the crime. Police are given $1 billion a year, a lot of police departments, and they don't prevent crime. Neither legally do they have to. They don't legally have to protect you either. It's legal. They don't have to. But you would think the more the police around, the safer a place would be, right? But no, the more the police around the black community, how is you have more crime when they're around? The criminals should be scared because the police are around, right? But this is what happens when you are in a neighborhood versus having a town. 60 plus towns, and I say plus towns, were built in this country. 60 plus. I just saw a special about, I think it was Alabama, Mississippi. I forgot the name of the town the other day. It was very interesting. I was sent. Whole black town, and the town was completely ran by black folks. I mean, the sheriffs, the mayor, city council, everything ran by black people, and they were self-sufficient on their own. And this is like in the 30s and 40s. We got to think past having black neighborhoods and say we need to have black towns, because how you going to have a neighborhood, but yet the people you complain about treating you bad is still running the city? All the police and sheriff, everybody look like them. There's actually towns in this country that's even abandoned that black folks can try to go get. And some people say, well, we go build it, they going to just destroy it. They're going to destroy it. That's what in that time period when all that was going on, black folks didn't even have the rights you got today. But also another issue that we have is that the individualism that we have. We also have a problem with people just comfortable. That's our biggest problem right now. People are comfortable. And now let's go to the situation by Donald Trump here for a minute, or why some of them folks on the Democrats try to scare black people. I'll still never forget a comment I got on, or X now, from a black dude that said Trump got to get out at that time period, 2020. He got to get out because I want my regular racism back. I don't like this in-your-face racism. It scares me. A whole man saying racism scares him. He wanted that liberal racism, that smile in your face racism, not the white supremacists that are willing to call you the N-word to your face. Because you have to understand, and it hit me so hard about even the Boule, they want to be comfortable on the plantation. They don't want freedom. They don't even want to continue to work what their brothers and sisters did in the civil rights movement. They want to use the civil rights movement as talking points, but they really want to have comfort on the plantation, the Boule, comfort. Because I always tell people, the Boule, look at them like Stephen from Django. Look at them like that. They want comfort. Let me see if I can find that picture, because I always use this picture. Let me see, where's this picture at? Give me a second. So we can get where's this picture at? Come on now. I don't have that picture no more here. Oh yeah, I do. Hold on. Okay, now I know where it's at. Give me a second. I use this picture a lot sometimes on my stream, on my, let's see, is this it? Yep, that's it. Okay. I want y'all to see this here for a minute. Now, as you can see, the Democrat Party is Calvin Candy, and then you will see Stephen as the Democrat Shields / Boule, okay? That's just really what we're looking at here, seriously. And so when you see the Boule constantly selling us out, they're constantly selling us out, right? That's what that is. So when you see the Boule Martins of the world and all of that, and how they always just trying to sell us out, that's what that's about. They want to be comfortable on the plantation, okay? That's what they want. And so to keep their job is to be like Stephen, to take care of the plantation, stop you field slaves from acting a fool and messing up their situation. Remember, Stephen, if you go back and watch that movie, Stephen was very anti-black. He was very, very anti-black. He was happy to carry out punishment to black people. He was happy when they got Django. He couldn't wait to see bad things happen to him. Remember when Django showed up, he was more angry that he was going to come in the house than even Calvin Candy was mad. And he wasn't even mad. He said, hey, fix a bed for him. And that's our Democrat shields right there. That's our Boule members. So when you hear them talking Democrat, 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 they want to be comfortable on the plantation. Now, those brothers and sisters that did fight in the civil rights movement, they didn't fight for us to do that. That's not what they fought for. They actually fought for, look, man, these people are just wilding out. These people are putting our people on trees. These people are bombing our churches. These people are doing this and doing that. Now we fast forward today, and what's going on? You twerking? You're marking yourself up. Yeah, I'm going to go there because I look, you know what? I'm sick of it. You're marking yourself up like a canvas, but then you don't want nobody to tell you that. Now you're marking your face up. What in the world happened to black people? Man, okay, you get some tattoos here and there, but doggone it, now you're marking your face up, and then you don't want nobody to tell you nothing about it. You don't want nobody to say a word to you about it. Then they use the term, well, that's respectability politics, Phil. It don't matter if I got that or not. Them people not gonna like me. Why? Are you trying to govern what we're talking about, decorum in our community? Well, if they like us or not. It don't matter how we are. We can be the best person in the world, they gonna hate us. We can be the most ratchet, they gonna hate us. It's not about them, it's about us and our people and our representation. And I'm so sick and tired of our people scared to call out ratchetness, to call out degeneracy, and because you're afraid they're gonna say, here they go with respectability politics. If you don't respect yourself, you can't even fight for yourself. If you don't respect yourself, you don't respect other black people. And you're gonna be more destructive when you're a freaking degenerate against black people. Don't y'all be afraid to call out this degeneracy. Don't y'all be afraid to promote modesty in our community. Don't be afraid of that. Because every person that's done something great, they was never liked. the crowd didn't love them. They always spoke against them. Pick somebody in history. Nobody loved the greats. Yeah, like Arnitha said, girl with her man face tattooed on her face. That stuff is so stupid. That kind of stuff. And you gotten so far away. You know, you talking about, oh, the black family this, the black family that. A lot of that issue is some of that too. What man in his right mind want to go marry a woman with all that, with another man's face on her face? Then the crazy part is they're not even married to the man. That's their boyfriend or something. They baby daddy. They gonna put permanent markings on their face, on your face, marking up all their skin. Look, let me tell you something. Most men, they're afraid to tell you, so I tell you. Men like to see the skin of women. They like to see women with smooth skin. They don't want you to be marked. Because listen, you're going to get old. So all them tattoos you got all over the place going to start looking bad. Especially over the years. It's going to look bad. Why do all that mess to yourself, marking yourself up? Our people didn't fight for us to have some freedom to go, oh, freedom to do that. But you know, you look at the Democrat Party today and they fighting for your freedom to do what you want with your body. Unaliving a baby. That's the freedom you fighting for? Wow. At one point in time, we was fighting for our survival. Now we go join with a party that fights for the unaliving of babies in the womb, but call it reproductive justice. Well, let me tell you something about that, Queen. There's a thing called tattoo removal. Somebody say, oh, it's going to hurt. Well, didn't it hurt to get it? You can remove it off your body if you would like to. If you have any, listen, if you have any type of tattoo that can make people really look bad down on you, remove face tattoos, remove neck tattoos immediately. Men or women, but especially women. Women, if you got tattoos in your chest area, remove that, okay? That labels you. If you have a tattoo on your lower back, you know they used to call it a tramp stamp, remove that, okay? Remove it. It's okay if you got a tattoo here and there on your arm and it looks feminine, right? But when you start sleeving yourself up, that looks like a biker at that point. We got to have, once again, some decorum in our community. And I can say the same thing about men. Don't be marking yourself up like that. People judge you. I know that y'all say this respectability politics, well, doggone it, what's wrong with being respectable to ourselves and our community? Being a proper representation, because even with those of us who travel throughout the world, we want to be the proper representation of Black America. That's all. If we are the culture, then we're supposed to be the leaders, not the followers. We have prioritized too much fakeness and not what's real. And we have always been the realest people in America. We are the salt of America. We are. So even if I disagree with all that sitting at the table deal and letting them folks do all that to you, you know, I put it back on what he said he did it for. But with all they went through, they didn't go through all that for you to be marking your face up. I know better than that. Yeah, you talking about, yeah, you're right. They didn't fight for us to be talking about LGBT either. I get it. We are so far gone, a lot of us. That's why to me, you all hardcore progressive left. I'm like, boy, can you reel that Black person back in? Because usually when they go that far, I'm like, ooh. And the reason why I'm constantly talking about the Democrat Party, because the majority of Black people are Democrats, they're not Republicans. So what's the point of used to talking about the minority of our people instead of the majority of our people? You still got Black people up here defending Joe Biden after what we saw at that debate. Like, really, what is wrong with you? But then we got people like Clyburn that say, I don't want nothing. Our representation, did they die for that? Do I still got that? Hold on. Let's see if I got that. Somewhere, maybe I got it, maybe I don't. I don't know. Hold on, I just thought about it. I don't know if I deleted that or not. Let's see. Let's see. No, I think that is, hold on. I think it was a video, right? If not, I would have to go find it somewhere else. But I probably would have it for y'all the next time if I can't find it now. But your boy Clyburn, he worrying about everything else but us as a community. Hold on, let me see. God, I don't have, what is this Clyburn video? I have so many videos of Clyburn in here. Let's see, Clyburn is mad at 50. Tries to make. Okay. I'll have to find that video. I know I have this current video of Clyburn here talking about your girl, Kamala, but no, let me not go there. But let me get back to this brother here, what he had to say.
But remember, it wasn't about the food anyhow. It was about being treated as a fellow human being.
Okay, so they said the sit-ins wasn't about being treated, about the food. It was about being treated like a human being. Fast forward to 2024, ladies and gentlemen, are Black Americans treated like a human being that we can go to any establishment that's owned by the folks? Are we being treated like human beings now? That's the question that I have. Let me know, because maybe I missed the mark, but are we being treated like human beings now? Or are we still dealing with the exact same thing that they were dealing with? Tell me, please, class, that's in the chat. Are Black Americans treated like human beings today? Or are we still fighting the same thing? Well, so far, let's see. Well, so far, class is saying that no. Let's keep going, class. So no. So okay, in 2024, we still not being treated like human beings in 2024, according to the class here. My thing is, and I always tell y'all this, don't expect the folks to treat us like human beings. Listen, the reason why I'm cool on the folks in a lot of ways is because I understand how they move and they get down. And some of you are still shocked. I can't even stand when a Black person say, it's 2024, and they still, I'm like, oh God. So you have not learned anything. Lord, you haven't learned anything. What does a year have to do with that? Nothing. Like what, 2025, they supposed to just wake up tomorrow and say, you know what? I'm wrong of everything that I did. I was wrong to teach my kids anti-Black racism. It's 2025. I can't be that way. Do you seriously think that's what they're going to do? Wake up in January 1, 2025 and say it's just so wrong? Let's go on and play Black Americans reparations because it was so wrong what we've been doing all these years. It's 2025. Seriously. I understand how a lot of times they feel. I understand even on the other side of it. How would you feel, just real talk, if you didn't like a person, let's say within the Black community, you don't like this particular person. Y'all don't get along. And now the government told you got to go pick him or her up every day and and ride with you to work. Do you really think you're going to be happy to pick that person up? And if you don't do it, you're threatened with fines or possible jail time. So now you're forced to do it because you don't want to pay a fine. You sure don't want to go to jail. So now you're forced to ride somebody in your car that you just don't like, you don't get along with, you can't stand. The majority of you would not want to do that at all. Some of you will pay fines. Some of you will go to jail because you can't stand that person. Let's just call it what it is. I don't want to, listen, my grandfather always told me, don't go where you not wanted. Why go there? He said, this world's so big, you can go places where you all want it. Why do you want to go over there with them people for? You ain't lost nothing over there. They're not selling oxygen over there. What do you need over there with them people? I grew up in Port Arthur. We knew not to go to places like Vidor. Now we know Vidor and all them little East Texas towns like that. You go over there if you want to. A lot of them places were sundown towns in that time period. I had no desire to be going to those sundown towns. I'm like, and look, most of these people that live in sundown towns is backwoods. I'm not trying to go in the backwoods with y'all. Keep your backwoods sundown town. I don't want to go there. You living in a trailer park somewhere, ain't got nothing going on. Your wife is your sister. You got kids that look like the hills have eyes. I ain't trying to go in your town. I'm good, bro. Keep your sundown town. I am straight. This world way too big for me worrying about your little sorry sundown town, where everybody running around there looking like the hills have eyes. Man, please. Don't worry about your sundown town. None of these sundown towns are like a metropolis of investment, great education, places that people just really want to be. Even their own people don't go invest in a sundown town. Where do investors invest at? The big cities, New York, LA, Dallas, Chicago, Houston, Atlanta, the big cities. Their own people don't even go invest in a sundown town. So why? I don't want to be over there with you. Keep your sorry sundown town. I don't understand why black people want to be going over there with them. Like I'm a firm believer you get what you're looking for when you go over there. I'm not going over there. Now, is it against the law to have that? Sure, but the police over there keep up the sundown town. And you have people like Kristen Clark that's supposed to be in the Civil Rights Division. When has she ever investigated a sundown town? Man, look, I tell y'all, I done traveled and seen other countries and how they get down. That's the last thing I'm worried about is somebody's sundown town. I'm not going nowhere near them places. Man, please. I just seen today, this girl on TikTok had, that executive physical, the VIP executive physical they get, they run you about 10 grand in the United States. It catches anything you got going on. Or potentially Damon John from FUBU, right? He had one of them physicals and found out he was in the very beginning stages of cancer. And that's how they jumped on it real quick. And that's how he beat that, because he took that kind of physical. And I was talking today, I think with Kellen about that. I'm like, you know what? That's how these rich people live so long. They have that kind of physical every year. And I saw in Turkey, they doing it for $810. At this hospital, it looked like a luxury mall, the hospital itself. And they say it takes a full day to do it. I'm like, man, $810 versus $10,000? Man, it's cheaper to go fly over there and get it done every year, especially the people that's definitely within my age group and older, right? If you can afford to go get that done, because in America, you're going to pay. There's a lot of medical tourism that happens in Turkey. Well, you know what, Zach Tower, you said we need an action plan. Yes, it's good to have discussions, but we need to all have an account at a black-owned bank. Well, my media's job is to have the discussions. It's for you to take information and go to your local communities and go make that happen. It's not media's job to do any of that for you. I'm not an activist. I'm not a community organizer. That's not what I do. Now, I can have community organizers come on and share information, but I'm staying in my lane. And my lane is media, whether I'm doing news and politics, whether I'm doing entertainment, whether I'm doing podcasts, whether I'm doing whatever. My lane is media. So why would you want me to discuss an action plan here when you got all these ears and eyes listening. You don't supposed to discuss detailed action plans in front of the public. You're supposed to get in your meetings by yourself like everybody else do, and you discuss the action plans and the meetings and whatever banks and whatever you're going to do, you do it quietly, in secret, where nobody knows. You don't come to public platforms discussing the inner workings like that. This is just good to get out the information to the people, to quicken the mind, to make people laugh, educate, whatever. But I'm not going to come on here and give no detailed plans or nothing, and neither is that my job. You do it. You part of the community. See, Milton say, what kind of physical is that? Look it up. Just look it up. But if you get that executive physical, insurance don't pay for it. They won't. Like I said, that's how the rich people stay alive. They get them physicals that's extremely detailed. Not the one you get from your doctor, but that thing was so detailed what I saw with that lady. Because she showed the whole thing. I said, wow. I mean, they hit everything with her. The blood, they did the cardiology. They did, she's a female, so she did gynecology. They do your eyes. They do nuclear scan. I mean, they did everything you could think of to check you out. It was interesting. I said, Catherine Perry says, God, I love being white. Okay. Do you want to pry? Hold on. Okay, is that the highlight of your day? We gave you a hand clap for that. I mean, I hope you like being in your skin. I like being in my skin. But the question I have for Catherine, I guess, is why would you come over here to tell us that? Like, are you looking for attention? Like, are you not getting that in the greater white supremacist community? I mean, Richard Spencer is having X spaces. I mean, y'all can clearly talk about the greatness of white supremacy, but that's not good enough for you because you really don't love being white, actually. Because if you love being white, you would go share that with your other white brethren. You want to come into black space because you feel like, ooh, I can get attention. Because y'all have to understand, they crave our attention. They're kind of like a child. You know, if you have an annoying child, and you say, ignore this. Let me tell you a quick story. So my little grandson, he's 5 years old, right? And then I got my daughter, she's 9 going on 10. Well, my little grandson just kept annoying her, He's like, Dad, she's like annoying me. And I'm like, okay. I said, listen, you older than him. Just ignore it. Whatever he say, don't answer it, okay? So she said, okay. She got quiet. He was talking, trying to do things. And she was quiet. Then he starts crying. And I say, what are you crying for? She won't talk to me. And I'm like, because you was annoying her. And I told her, don't talk to you. I said, why are you crying? There's no reason to cry. She's not talking to you. And that's how they are. If we don't talk to them, we don't acknowledge their existence, they act like my little grandson. They start crying. This is why they got to come around us. They crave our attention. They're not happy with themselves. You know what I'm saying? And that is a trait they have. They're not happy. Think about it. When black people say, okay, we're going to go to this side of the town. We're going to live over here. Y'all stay over there. They the one complain about it, not us. You guys trying to bring back segregation? I thought we got rid of that. Wait a minute. Hold on. You don't like us like that. So why you want to be around us? No matter where we go, you follow. Even if you tell us go back to Africa, okay, fine. We some of us starting to go back to Africa. And I look on the plane and you following us to Africa. Why aren't you on that plane to Europe? Where your people at? Why are you coming to Africa? We go to the Caribbean, look up, you on the plane. You go to Latin America, look up, you on the plane. You go to Asian countries, look up, you on the plane. Go to the Middle East, look up, you on the plane. But them planes, why aren't them planes full going to Europe? That's what I don't understand. What is wrong with European countries? What's wrong with the EU? My Lord. What's wrong with the EU? They in NATO and all kind of other things. You don't want to be over there? You keep trying to come to the African continent? But yeah, you be the same people treating black Americans horrible, but then you go show yourself up in some African country, trying to go to the village dancing with them. And they thinking you're nice or whatever, but when you're over here, you giving black Americans hell. That's why I educate my brothers and sisters. When I go to the continent, I educate them. I teach them how to combat that. Just like them 2 Zulu sisters that I gave some game to. When them folks were calling them names, I told them exactly how to respond. I told them exactly how that the animal names they called them, how they actually fit that description, not Zulus. And when I explained that to them, they're like, their eyes just lit up like a light bulb. They're like, I didn't think about it. Like, you are so right. Oh my, they just lit up and like, I'm going to use everything you said, brother. And I'm like, go ahead. That's what I do. I educate. That's why y'all don't want some of us going over there, because some of y'all pull that anti-black racism and then these brothers and sisters don't have a comeback for you. We do. We know. Yeah, read it. Oh yeah, they moving to Africa too. Oh yes, they are. Oh yes, they are. They investing. They doing all kind of things. They don't want to be in Europe. They do not want to. They do not want to be in Europe. They're like, hell no, I don't want to be in no Europe. They coming from European countries to go to the African continent. I've seen them, y'all. I've seen them. They bring their whole families too. They got the mama, the daddy, and all the doggone kids and the son-in-laws. They go in packs to the African continent. So all that, like, that's why sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm seeing these people come to the African continent, and I say to myself, why aren't we going in packs like that? I know a lot of people like to go to Mexico, and I get all that about the Mexico thing. Maybe you go to Jamaica, and that's cool. Jamaica's cool. Caribbean's great. Go to Caribbean. Go to U.S. Virgin Islands. Go where the black people at. Do that, right? But I'm the type of person, I want to see, all the countries I can where black people at. I keep getting messages from brothers and sisters in Suriname. I got to go over there. I seen Walter Meyer go over there. It looked like he had a good time. But I guarantee you, I get on a plane and go to Suriname, I look up, there they go. But then go over there and be anti-black with them people. That's the crazy part. You go to a whole black country, then start having attitude. I always say, don't let me catch you, because I won't let you mistreat them. You ain't gonna do that in front of me. So you say Europe is cold. You say Europe sucks, and okay, but that's their homeland. And that's the utopia, like all the Richard Spencers of the world, and they doing all that racism, but none of them trying to go to Eastern Europe. Tell them that. When they start complaining on you and being racist, say, look, okay, America's a melting pot. They got people of all communities here. None of those people are going nowhere. It's too many here. So why don't you get your passport and head back to the European motherland and build with your people? Build. Your ancestors fled Europe because they failed. They failed. That's why they had to come to Ellis Island, because they failed in Europe. So why don't you take yourself to Eastern Europe, where it's very, very, very European, and build over there? And you could just have all the white supremacist utopia you want. They don't want to leave. They'd rather be over here complaining about you all day instead of getting their behind on the plane and heading to a European nation. That's what you tell them. If they complaining about black people so much, say, man, get your passport and go to your homeland in Europe. This is not your homeland. Over there is. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on the live stream. Greatly appreciated. Make sure you click the subscribe button. Make sure you click the like button. It's very important. And always come back 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. 7 p.m. Central Standard, 8 p.m. Eastern, here Monday through Friday on the live stream. If you have a business or a book or a service or anything that you like to advertise, you can do it right here like we do right before the live stream. And all you have to do is go to our website and on the contact page, just put that you like to advertise and let us know what it is. And then I will forward that to Brother Kellen, and then he will get with you about advertising because it's very important. If people don't know your book exists and people don't know your business exists, then you're not going to make no money. It's just bottom line. Advertising is always a good thing. So think about advertising your business. It is an investment, but you want more eyes to get on your product, right? And what better way than that to be right here with us. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so thank you for joining us and listening, and we'll see you on the next one.